All right, here's a suggestion from the other day, which was least bought pets. So the entire pack is going to be made up of the least bought pets and food, since we now have access to the detailed stats. So I'm just quickly showing the various pet tiers and foods here so you can see the composition of the pack. I think for most people it's probably going to be very similar. You're going to miss out on all the good food items, and then in the pets it's mostly going to be the weakest pets plus some of the stuff from Golden Pack and the brand new pets in the puppy revamp, because those just haven't been out long enough to make it to the top of the list. So there's the pack in full if you want to copy it for whatever reason. I don't really recommend it. This pack is horrible. There are some synergies that are kind of obvious, that a lot of the trumpet pets are in there, but there's very little scaling at all, and there is no protective equipment whatsoever, which is pretty punishing the later you go. Now, to be fair, I have to say that this was recorded and maybe the day after the patch. So usually it takes the arena quite a while to recover from having all the teams wiped. Every time there's an update, the pet data changes, and then they have to wipe all the existing teams because they're no longer valid. So that means, it has pluses and minuses, because it does mean that all the horrible teams that were in there before are gone. But it does mean you're starting from scratch, and that means that a lot of the first people to play will face ghost teams, and therefore, if their own team is quite weak, it will still make it to the late game. So generally, it's much easier for the first week or so. But to be honest, once things settle down, this pack may have little to no chance of actually winning. I'm not sure. I have tried it again since I recorded this with varying results, but I think it's just missing so much of the basic stuff that you need. There's no melon, there's no mushroom, there's no protective equipment at all, so you can't defend against things like crocodile and lynx, which are very, very popular. But after a few fails, I decided to try and go for an axolotl build. And that's because we've got bear, we've got toucan, and that means that, axolotl is one of the few options in terms of scaling. And so if we can get the bear to a high level and then also have toucan, that means that we can potentially be stacking multiple perks onto the same pet in the same turn. And that means that we can actually scale quite quickly as long as we get the right pets. And you can see here, I do have the toucan. I don't have bear yet. I am going antelope. I was going antelope almost every single time. It was just one of the best options available at tier 4. I don't think we've got much chance against this team, which has double sea turtle and then level 2 horse and level 1 horse. So I think, we actually lose by 1-8. Oh no, it's a tie. I'm not sure why I thought that was an automatic loss. There were definitely some games where I faced that exact same team and just got completely obliterated. But, I'll take it. And one of the other few options for scaling is the level 2 balloon, which is going to give +2/2 to the bear here. And the interaction between bear and toucan, I hadn't really thought about it before. In fact, I guess it's just toucan in general. But because of the way that the game works now, it didn't used to be like this, but if a pet behind has the same perk, it gets passed over. And you'll see that come into effect, I think, when we get the axolotl. But it means that we can't have a perk already on one pet, because then the toucan will pass over if it has the same perk, and you won't get the axolotl scaling at all, which is very annoying. And I'm sure it happens in this run. We'll have to see. But I take the double level up on turn 7, hoping to get axolotl, and I don't get either of them. And I could take stonefish here. I can't remember if I hang on to it or not though. And we're rearranging a bit. Now I think you'll maybe see it in action here, because we have toucan with cucumber, and then the bear has cucumber as well. So when the toucan faints, okay, we would have got to see it, but of course we faced a bat, so we missed out. Maybe it'll happen again in the next battle. And I don't think... okay, we are going to tie again. So that's fine. Although, you know, the later we go, the less chance we have. And we do get another level up. Unfortunately, it does not result in axolotl. So we're just going to have to find one naturally next turn and hope that we don't face crocodile for a while. Of course, having axolotl also means that all of the rubbish perks that are in the pack can now be purchased as pairs, which is, you know, it's such a big upgrade when you're working with basically the worst equipment in the game, or the worst food in the game. And yeah, we are going to lose this time. I'm not sure if it made any difference there, they changed the turkey. So we get carrot as well, and there is axolotl. So I actually get rid of stonefish. Maybe I should have got rid of guinea fowl, but I think I just liked having the 2 trumpet pets and also the cherries already on the guinea fowl. So I'm thinking here about buying perks, but instead I just buy the axolotl, and I don't think I realise about the toucan. I did briefly consider vaquita there, but I don't think we're really generating enough trumpets to justify it. So here the toucan is going to faint, and then it's going to try and it's going to skip over the bear because it already has cucumber. So the bear missed out on the 1/1 buff there. And so I think I'm going to adjust my team next turn in order to prevent that from happening again. But we're going to win as a result of the trumpets here. Actually, we didn't even need the trumpets, we had 2 bees. So instant level 2 axolotl here is incredible. And now I put the bear up front because we don't want that to happen again with the toucan. And elephant seal is another option in this pack because obviously it's one of the newest pets. It's lower down on the list, and I could have replaced the cucumber, but I think we'll just keep whatever minimal scaling we can. It would be nice to replace them all with all the cucumbers with carrots as well. So here's a classic problem. We're going to face the crocodile team and instantly lose the antelope, which I don't know if it's going to result in a loss. I guess it must. The crocodile at the back is just too big. But okay, it is actually we are going to win because we just generated enough trumpets. I think there were a lot of rounds in this where I just didn't have any right to win, and I somehow survived despite losing the antelope. So stew is one of the few food items, and it is plus health. So hopefully that's good enough for crocodile protection. And then I decide to switch the perk on the toucan in order to buff the bear. And if we get the bear to level 3, that means that we can actually apply honey to the antelope all the way in the back, and then it will also get scaled. Of course, the axolotl doesn't scale itself. I think here again we are going to have enough to get through. I'm just clearly underrating the strength of the trumpets. Yeah, we do. And you can see the crow mascot on that person's team, which is from the premium sub. And yeah, you can see here, I think I was considering replacing the guinea fowl with the elephant seal, but in the end I decided not to bother. We'll just keep going with the hybrid perks and trumpets team. And yeah, I think I have realized at this point that if I have the level 3 bear, I'll be able to scale the antelope as well. And the passive buffs from the carrot and the cucumber are racking up. This is pretty funny. This team that has the... they don't have the... or they do have the seagull, but the seagull doesn't have any equipment yet. They still ended up killing the antelope though. But thankfully we had enough scaling. There is soft ice as well, which is not the best, but since we have multiple cucumbers, we might as well buy it. And I can buy, yeah, I changed my mind there. I could have bought the cherry just to get the +2/2, but I think I would rather just leave the antelope scaling with the carrot. and a huge apple team, buy sell with the starfish as well. So we never really had any chance here. This is more like the kind of team that you would expect to see relatively frequently before the update wiped all the teams. Of course, starfish, jerboa both escaped any nerfs. So now we have the level 3 bear. That means the antelope should scale during the battle, assuming it or the axolotl don't get sniped. And at 17 health, it would need a higher level crocodile to do that. And here they only have the base stats links with the tiger, which isn't going to be enough. And now we get the scaling on everything, which is very good. And unfortunately the bee does give the snake an extra shot there, but the axolotl's health is high enough, and the trumpets are going to spawn the dog, and it's going to clear up the rest of their team. A level up on the antelope would be very nice. We also have orange, which is a very good buy in this situation, since we don't have any protective equipment. Our only protection is really having high enough health to survive snipes. And yeah, another apple team, although I think we match up a little bit better against this one. The axolotl scaling is starting to add up, and the bear is able to remove equipment on other teams. I'm not sure if they actually had anything there, but this looks like, I thought this was going to be a loss here. But I think with the dog comes in, and then we actually survive on 1 HP, so that we win by virtue of the bee. And although the pretzel is only +2/2, I think I might as well just take it every time it's offered. And again here, I could replace a perk with rice, just for the 2/2 buff, which I guess we're going to do for the bear. We are on 7 wins, but it's turn 16, and this team, realistically, pre-update, would have never made it this far. So kind of feels a little bit like cheating. And here this team has 1-up Rooster at the front, which doesn't work. And another high-level snake. But I think, yeah, we're going to be fine. It is really weird seeing the turkey give +3/+2 instead of +2/+3 after all this time. It's essentially the same as it being back to +3/3, because the health on the summons almost never makes any difference at all. Blueberry was another perk that we could have purchased there, but there's not really anything on the team that we really want to draw any snipes to. Certainly not the axolotl, and we'll just upgrade the cucumber to carrot. So we're going to get 1 extra attack. It's the exact same robin team with the jerboa. I can't remember if the outcome is the same this time. Kind of funny to have salt on the turkey at the back. But we are going to get through the jerboa here. And I think the exact same thing is going to happen again, where we have, the antelope is big enough that it's going to survive. Okay, we don't even need the honey this time. So that's 9 wins now with this truly awful pack. And I think I'm just looking here for the level up on the antelope. I can't believe it's turn 18 and we haven't seen another antelope. Of course, there's no chocolate, so that's much more likely to happen. And a relatively serious looking summon team, but it's turn 18 and they still have sheep and spider, which is pretty rare, I would say, under normal circumstances. We do also give them some bees, although I think they had 1-up on the spider, which is clearly a lot better than the bee. But the shark, even though it's going to get very close to 50-50, it just can't get up to a high enough level to deal with the rest of our squad. So kind of a little bit of an unrealistically easy path to victory. But I'm going to show a couple of other clips here. Since I had this pack built, I decided to have a few other goes with different strategies. Here's a really strange one where I end up facing the same person who was at the end of another video recently, where they had, after the update, they're back to playing the same builds with the trumpets plus the level 3 1-up Stork at the back. So yeah, we get demolished there, but that was just trying to survive and get the elephant seal. You know, eel at tier 3 is pretty good now, and wombat hoping to copy something. And then here's another one with eel, where we've got the salt, which means we instant kill the yak there. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to come down to a 1 HP loss. We actually had fortune cookie there on the elephant seal at the back. So if we had the 50-50 hit, we would have tied. So kind of a janky pack, but still fun trying to get a win with it.